The new update is now out. So the update that was intended to be released yesterday did have a little bit of a delay, but now if you go and update your game from the store, it should be there. And we get this opening screen that says, new event emergence from beneath the snow. Participate in the Divine Fest and win spectacular new dragons. And we got a new loading screen. So that's a thing. You will also get free gems for updating, which is obviously always nice. But this is going to include all of the new event dragons and things like that. So there should be some new dragons actually in the codex. And in particular, you can see the next dragons of the month, because we've got the Tower Dragon for this month. But then we've also got the Hermit Dragon, who he's very blue, and he's got a very, very interesting design, which, you know, kind of cool. The only thing I'm going to say is the Tower Dragon and all the others begin with D, but Hermit is just Hermit, which I don't know why they've stopped with that naming convention. And then we've also got the High Priestess Dragon, which, again, there's no the. Maybe they couldn't fit the High Priestess Dragon into the actual tech zone, is my guess, but, you know, I don't know why. Now it doesn't make sense to me, because the others are called the, and these aren't. Anyway, these are the new dragons, and, you know, maybe you like the design of them. I'm not a massive fan of High Priestess, and Hermit, he's okay, but he's kind of icky. But, you know, these are going to be our next dragons of the month. But Void and Earth and Fire plus Water, they're okay, but they're still legendaries at the end of the day. So they're mainly just going to be collection dragons. And then, of course, on top of this, we do have all of the new divines and things like that that are going to be coming into the game. We can't see them yet, but they will be coming in the winter-themed event. I'm not sure if we got any other minor hotfixes or anything, because I don't think they really went into that. But one thing that we did get were the milestone rewards for the shrine that is coming in the Divine Altar, or the Divine Fest event, I should say, and I'm not happy about it. The first thing that I will mention about these bonuses is that on the left, that's the free section, and on the right hand side, that is the shrine bonus, so the pay to win only section. And you'll notice that there's a sacred apple at 75 talismans spent in the pay only section, but there actually is not one in the free to play section. And yet in the past we were told that the idea of sacred apples was that there was going to be a free to play section with an apple and a pay to win section with the apple. And clearly that's not happening anymore. So this is genuinely just an outright pay-to-win decision in giving sacred apples to, you know, spenders and not giving any to free-to-play players, which is a very, very bad spiral that I was hoping was not going to happen, but I'll be honest, I was kind of predicting this a while ago. And the other thing is, the free-to-play section, just, there's loads of decorations in here that we don't actually need. 100,000 food, that's barely anything for someone like at my level. We do have some relics of breeding and some divine tickets, but overall, this is a really, really disappointing set of milestone rewards unless you actually buy the shrine. And in the pay section, you can get Blossom, Present, Splotch, and of course, the only way to actually get Odin is to purchase this and then spend your talismans on Odin. But going from previous events, it's actually not a good idea to do that, because one, Odin isn't the best dragon ever, and two, you're probably going to want to spend your talismans on the new dragons, especially since, you know, one of them has water and, you know, AoE. So it's kind of disappointing. Apparently I've bred the Tower Dragon again, but I'm really, really disappointed by this selection, and this does not give me a lot of hope in terms of the balancing of the event, because if we actually think about the upcoming winter event, you know, whatever, we've had altars that they expect us to pay for, I'm not going to, so be it, but last time during the ancient event, they made the balancing so that it was more difficult overall to get the ancient dragons, because, you know, they required more talismans to be spent. And considering that the top reward for this is 6,100, I'm very, very skeptical on what the balancing for this upcoming event is going to be. Maybe you could call me a negative Nancy, but You know, I'm going to hold out on my full thoughts until we actually do get the event. But so far, I'm not... I don't expect good things from this. On top of that, you know, it's also an event that's taken over Christmas. So rather than us getting a really Christmas festive period, we just get Divine event instead. And I don't know, it's like other games that I play and other games that are holding events right now, it's like they actually have festive events and you get lots of free stuff and, you know, you get lots of cool stuff that's like Christmassy themed. And like, we've got Christmas dragons coming, but the fact that the main divines are just, you know, random divines for the sake of having divines, it's, you know, that festive spirit's gone. Which, you know, maybe you don't care, maybe you just want more divines. But, you know, the fact that the divines are just sort of, like, irrelevant to Christmas and they're just releasing them during Christmas, it kind of ruins it for me. Maybe not for everyone, but at the same time, you know, I'm still happy that we are getting new divines coming in the game, especially for players that need them. But it's like there's the spice, the interest, it's just gone. And every time they keep, say, nerfing some of the rewards in the Dragon Master Pass, or just making it so that you only really get good value from the paid section, and then they're doing the same for the Divine Altar, it's going to end up having a negative effect on players that don't want to be spending. Because if you think about it, they expect us to spend on the Dragon Master Pass every month, and then we seem to be getting major events every, say, month and a half now, so then they'll expect you to also pay for this. And then on top of that, you're going to need VIP, which I guess you can get VIP tickets through this, but it may not keep you going forever, so then you might need to buy VIP on top, so maybe a clan. So ultimately, they realistically expect players to be spending 3 times every month, and yeah, sorry, I'm not going to do that. You'll see I actually don't even have my VIP active right now, because even though I got free VIP from MVP rewards, I'm not even tempted to want to buy VIP outside of major events. Like, I can use my gems to buy the 20-ish days of VIP, but it's just not worth it. Outside of the events, there's close to 0 reason for me to want to do anything in-game right now. It's like everything is just major event, and it gets so boring. And then taking away the rewards for people that don't want to buy that shrine every time, yeah, I guess you could say I'm getting a little bit fed up. is ultimately what it's coming down to. And I don't know, I think having these major events all the time, obviously they've worked out that holding so many major events is pretty much the only thing that's keeping players logging in so frequently and generating the money, hence why they're every month now instead of like every 3 to 4 months. But I'm just going to get to the point where I'm going to stop playing events, because I have no reason to care so much. Like, even if I've got enough gems for it, doing so much dungeon grinding all the time just makes me hate this game. That's my honest thoughts. I'm not trying to push anyone else or say you shouldn't play the game because I don't like this. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that's how I genuinely feel about this game a lot of the time. These days, at least. And seeing them pull back on the free rewards all the time, and now, to this point, actually making Sacred Apples only a pay-to-win item, those are the sorts of decisions that are going to make people leave your game. Maybe people are like, oh my god, you're exaggerating, it's not a big deal. To players that don't want to spend on those things and say you're a free-to-play player that's been playing, you know, since day one, and at least you could say before, well, it doesn't matter if I'm free-to-play, because at least if I, you know, grind out every event and basically, you know, give up my day-to-day living to be able to just log into DML on PC, at least I can somewhat, like, get my dragons up to max level, right? But the thing is, if they keep giving Sacred Apples only to pay-to-win players, you're not going to be able to compete with those players anymore. It's going to be a case where people in the arena will just have full leveled up dragons like that, and if they do ever increase the level cap and continue with this same trend, who knows if it'll even be possible to compete with them anymore. I'm not saying we're at that state right now, but it definitely feels like a slippery slope to me. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't bode well Just like how seeing these rewards in their current format, with decorations in there that we don't need, and like pittance of food and gold that doesn't really help us, it's just demoralizing. I really feel for players that don't want to spend on like 3 different sets of purchases on this game every month. It's getting excessive, is what I'm trying to say. If you want anything of value out of these, you have to spend money. And I know that they need to make money, don't get me wrong, I get that, but this is not the way to do it. So many other games have proven that, and if they do have to resort to this, maybe there's a fundamental gameplay issue causing this instead that maybe should be looked at. But anyway, I guess this turned into more of a mini rant. I'll be honest, it happened the moment that I saw this, and I'm not the only person that's been saying this. It's just quite obvious that they're going to keep taking rewards away from free players and trying to force the purchases, but anywho, you can go and take a look at it yourself, and I guess get prepped for the new event, because if the balancing is fine, then I'm sure my hesitancy will go away. If it's not okay, we're gonna have a big problem. But anywho, for now, enjoy yourself, enjoy looking around the new update, and I do hope that I can see you again soon.